Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was at Ulta picking up a few things that I needed for a photo shoot that I was the makeup artist for. I came across this little guy, and it is the Benefit the Professional License to Blot. What made me intrigued about it was that it said license to blot. Now whenever I hear the word blot, I either think of a pressed powder or I think of the blotting papers, which, by the way, blotting papers I have used forever. Absolutely love them. They're a go-to and they are just an essential part of my makeup bag that I carry with me in my purse. When I saw this, I was like, what? Like, it's a stick. I honestly thought that it was some kind of packaging that hold like rolls of blotting papers. So I had no prior knowledge that Benefit came out with this, nothing like that. I actually don't even know how long it's been out, so I could be really late in the game here, and if I am, sorry. So I was like, what? And so I obviously went to go look at it, and it's an actual kind of a stick. So I was like, So anyway, I asked the girl there that was working at the Benefit counter, and she kind of just told me that it is more of like an actual blotting paper, but in a stick form. You can use it under your makeup and over your makeup. And when I heard over, anything that you can use over your makeup, I just kind of raised my eyebrows about, because I don't really know how true that can be, because does it alter, you know, the layout of your makeup? Is it gonna disturb, you know, your foundation? Is it gonna change the color? I'm always a little iffy about products that go over makeup, especially if it's kind of like in a cream form or something like that. So, you know me, any type of product that's geared towards, you know, oily skin types, I obviously have to try. It was $20, so it's not really too affordable, but yet it's not super expensive that I've seen some other mattifying products can be. And I'm just gonna read off what the packaging says here. And it says, target oily spots. This instant blotting stick with tiny invisible blotting spheres mattifies shine for up to 6 hours after application. Oil has finally met its matte. And then it says, for use, lightly apply on face using short, swift strokes, wear alone or touch up over makeup. So yesterday I actually did try it. I wore it all day. But at the end of the day, when I was home and I was like unpacking everything, I looked in the mirror and I was like, wait a minute, have I even touched up today? And usually when my oil starts to push through my foundation, I can feel it. Like, I can actually feel it settling on my face. So that's when I know, man, I think I look really greasy right now. Let me get some blotting paper, or let me just get some powder or something. And usually I'm right. I'll look in the mirror and I have a shine. But when I was thinking, I was like, wait, have I touched up? And I was like, I haven't even felt oily. So I looked in the mirror, and to my surprise, I was not oily. So I already knew I wanted to do some kind of first impression review on this guy. So what I'm gonna do for this video is, of course, you're gonna see me apply it, how I apply it, and then of course I just want to check in with you guys at different marks throughout the day to see how it's, you know, holding up. 12:30 is when I finished my makeup. I actually filmed the intro, or I actually filmed the next clip to this video before this one, the intro, because I wanted to have my face on. So anyway, we're gonna go now to the clip where I'm applying this bad boy. So I've already done my normal skincare, nothing different, nothing changed, and now I'm gonna use this little guy. And the packaging suggests to go in light strokes over the areas where you tend to get most oily, so that's just exactly what I did and what I'm gonna do now. Definitely around this area here on my cheeks. On my chin. And you can even see on camera too, the areas that I'm going over, they are shiny, and once I'm done going over them, they no longer shine. They are now kind of mattified. Definitely on my nose. I'm gonna take a little bit on the sides here. In the center of my forehead. And that's basically it. So even now, before I put it on, you could see a shine on my skin, and now that I've gone over the areas of my face where I tend to get most oily, it now looks matte. So right away you can see that it does mattify. And what I like about this, and what I was a little bit afraid of, was that I felt if right when you put it on, it was gonna be too creamy and it was gonna leave some kind of residue, which I was afraid of how foundation was gonna lay over that. But it goes on really thin, and I believe the suggested way to use it in light feathery strokes over the areas on your T-zone is a really good suggestion. That way you don't load on too much product either. So after I put this on, I'm just gonna use my Velvet Marron I can never remember the name of that. I use this literally like every day and I don't know why I can't remember the name. It is the Velvet Finish Primer Serum from Maron. And I'm just gonna go over using this because I need a primer for the rest of my face. I don't go a day without using primer if I'm gonna be wearing makeup. And then I'm just gonna finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. Okay, now I have the rest of my makeup on and I did use my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. That's what I used yesterday too. So just so you know, I'm not using any kind of super mattifying foundation. It's the same foundation I've actually been using in my past couple of videos. And then of course I did set my foundation and makeup with my Mary Kay finishing spray. I always do that. I did it yesterday as well when I used this guy. So we're just keeping it all the same here basically. And then I have a few errands I need to run. I'm gonna go have lunch too. So I'll check in with you later. Alright guys, so it is now 6:50. Okay. It is now 6:50, so we have definitely surpassed the 6-hour mark. And even just right now on the viewfinder, and when I looked in the mirror before I turned on my camera, I can say that there is really not a whole lot of shine happening on my face right now. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see up close what my skin looks like. I have not blotted, I have not powdered, I have not done anything to my skin. Only thing I've retouched and refreshened was my lip color. Okay, so here is an up close view of what my skin looks like right now. It doesn't look wet, so this is something that I can definitely live with, but as you can tell, this definitely lasted me up into the 6 hours. So now I'm gonna quickly blot with the little stick here to see exactly how it takes away shine over foundation. And I'm kind of nervous because I really am afraid that it's gonna remove foundation, but let's see what happens. Let me get my mirror here. Okay, so let's just do it like right here on the cheek area since that's probably the closest we can get right now. Oh, interesting. So after using it just on this area, you can obviously see that it definitely did mattify it right away, which is a difference from this side. So let's see, I kind of want to do half of them at my face blotted and then the other half we'll leave untouched just so we can kind of see a compare and contrast. I definitely think that the key to using this is to do the light-handed strokes, for sure. And on the actual product itself, you can kind of see a little bit of residue from my foundation and oil. So I'm just going to kind of wipe that off on the back of my hand so it's nice and clean again. Wow. You can definitely see the difference on my forehead. As I'm turning, and you can even see, and this is another thing with oily skin. Usually if you have oily skin, it makes it more likely that your foundation will probably oxidize a little bit. So as you can tell, this side of my forehead seems to look a lot darker than this side. I hope you can tell on camera because I can kind of see pretty well here on the viewfinder. And as I'm turning my head back and forth, you can obviously see that the light is reflecting a lot more on this side where I haven't blotted as opposed to this side too. So even on my nose here, you can see a lot of the shine right there. And on here, it looks more like a blurred look. So definitely I think this side here, you can see my oil that has pushed through. And on this side, it does seem to look more fresh. So now my face is totally blotted using the License to Blot stick. Now, when I was doing the other side of my nose, I did notice that my foundation kind of moved around a little bit around my nose. And if you were to look really, really closely at my foundation, you would see that there's some kind of breakage happening. It could be that I do use cream concealer on my T-zone and pretty much the center of my face for highlighting. I do cream highlight every day. I don't cream contour every day, but I do definitely use my concealer to highlight certain areas of my face and certain areas where I just kind of want a little bit extra coverage. So it could be the combination of the concealer that I had on there, plus the foundation, and plus all the powder products that I also use, just my powder to set my foundation and the bronzer, the contour powder that I use to contour my nose. It could be that there's a lot of products already laying on top of it, and since they are layered, the more that you kind of poke around those areas, you're kind of breaking through each layer a little bit. So that was probably the one thing that I just noticed right now that I'm not really fond of, because if I want I am honestly the type of person that I feel like my expectations are really, really high, and if it's gonna disturb my makeup, then I don't really think I would want to use it, because I would just want that nice flawless look for as long as possible. But it did work. I mean, it did absorb the oil, which I am really impressed with, and it didn't leave some kind of residue over my face. But in all honesty, if I had to choose between blotting with this or blotting with regular paper or blotting with powder, I would still choose the powder or the paper product. But for sure, hands down, no doubt, I do love this as a mattifying product before putting on my foundation, because it did really make my foundation last longer in the sense that I didn't get oily. But definitely this product did impress me way more than what I thought it was going to impress me, mainly because it's very different. I personally have never come across a product like it, so I think that's just why I was also a little bit more attracted to it, and now that I've used it, I am pretty impressed. If I were to give it a rating on a scale from 1 to 5, like 1 to 5 stars, I would probably give this, I'm gonna give it a 4. That is my review in conclusion. If you guys have tried this product, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are about it. Just leave me the comments down below. So that's basically it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.